Hi, Peter Charles here of Hooked for Life Fly Fishing, and I promise this is my last woolly bugger. It's all black, and I think that's a great steelhead color. We kind of ignore all black woolly buggers as sort of, well, kind of icky fly, but the fact is, probably a lot of steelhead have been caught on all black woolly buggers. So let's do one here, nice and simple with one added element. So let's look at the materials. The hook is a size 2 streamer, and this is a 3 extra long. You don't want the body on this too long. The thread is a black Veevus 8/0. Our tail is black Marabou. The body's black Chenille. We're going to add some black Krystal flash, and the hackle is black saddle hackle. So let's get started. I like to tie my Marabou tails in this fashion, and I get to get the length the way I want. This one's supposed to be about 1.5 times the hook length, or shank length I should say, so that's about it right there. Bring it back to the hook point. As I said, we don't want a super long body on this. It's more about having the tail than the body. Okay, next is our Krystal flash. And put that by halfway. Hold over. Now that's too long. Just push it back and nick it. There we go. Make sure it stays on top. And next our hackle. Now if you're worried about durability, you could also put a wire in here. Red, copper, green, whatever you would like, brass. And the wire will help, reinforce the hackle. Your choice. Okay, now the chenille. Next, wind our body. And if it shifts the tail, just take a moment to put it back on top. One thing about this hackle I'll talk about when we get to the end. I would have liked it to have more phyllo plume on it. So, because when we wind it here at the end, what I would be doing is winding in some of that fluffy bit, the phyllo plume. And that would give us a nice, fluffy front end that will move very well. This particular hackle that I have here really doesn't have very much in the way of phyllo plume, so it just doesn't give me the look I'm after, but this will have to do. Now, this particular hackle didn't have much in the way of phyllo plume that was usable. It's ideal if you have a hackle that's very fluffy at the end, and the last few turns are all that fluffy stuff, and that's where you get some really good movement. As I say, this one I'm working with what I have, and it's not the best. I would like to go out and buy some more black. All my black is not very usable. So anyway, that's the idea, is to retain some of the phyllo plume at the end, wind that on, you get a nice fluffy head, and it adds more movement to the fly. Okay, let's wet finish. And a little head cement. Okay, there you have the black leech type woolly bugger. That's what it imitates, a black leech. I think it's quite effective in doing that job. My son and I also have a secret pattern, which I guess is not going to be a secret anymore when I tell you. But ours is olive. But what we do is we use a brass cone on the front. We use variegated olive chenille, and we use olive dyed grizzly for our hackle. And so you get that mottled look to the woolly bugger. And that one's been very, very effective for us as well in hooking steelhead and smallmouth bass for that matter. Just that variegated look on the fly seems to have more of a natural appearance. So anyway, simple black woolly bugger. It imitates black leech. That's why the tail is nice and long. And, you know, so when it moves through the water, and the idea of using a streamer hook too, streamer hooks sag butt end down, when, especially when swung in relatively slow current. And that's how our leeches swim, with the head up and the rest of the tail down. So when you tie this on a streamer hook, it becomes a very effective imitation in the way a leech swims. So give it a try at the black woolly bugger. Cheers.